Check, 1, 2, hey, good. All right, good evening, and welcome to the 2025 Pelican Rapids High School Band Winter Concert. This is always a good concert because it's kind of like the end of our winter, right? That's how we look at it. Every event after this is considered spring, so you know what? It's getting up. It got up to like 8 degrees today. It's going to get up even warmer tomorrow and the next week. So I think spring is on the way, so that's something very nice for us to look forward to. Seventh graders have been doing awesome. They were introduced to 16th notes now, so you're going to start to hear some faster notes going by. There's 4 of them in every beat, so it's zat-da-da-da, zat-da-da-da, right? And there's all over the place on these next couple tunes. This is Whirlwinds. So it's pretty rare that we get Emmy Award composers to write for school bands, but Tom Sharp is generous enough to do that. He's written music way back in the day, actually, for When Harry Met Sally and City Slickers, but also television series including Aladdin and Casper and The Little Mermaid, Toonsylvania, and New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, music for those things. So here's what he writes. Imagine a band of centipedes, splendiferous in their marching uniforms, parading down the street. Every few bars, though, we hear a furious shuffle, 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 and notice that someone had 42 legs out of step again. I don't know. March of the Centipedes by Tom Sharp. Okay, Randall Standard's one of my favorite band composers. He did teach. He taught for 12 years and then resorted to composing just great music for concert bands that the world plays. He says this about the piece. Fanfare for the 16th Empire is a concert fanfare for young ensembles that serves many purposes. It is primarily intended as a tool to develop young players' abilities to correctly time, articulate, and perform 16th notes. Secondly, it is intended to be an exciting work that makes the students run to rehearsal, slinging their book bags across the room in their hurry to get their instruments out and get seated, ready to play. I asked them if that was true, and they said, it's a good piece, but I don't know if it's that good. No one was throwing anything anyway. So, anyway, lastly, it was a chance for me to satisfy both the educator and composer sides of my personality, as the work is a fanfare for an imaginary lost empire, full of kings, warriors, vast armies, and adventurous terrain. So there might be a 16th empire somewhere out there, but this has nothing to do with that. This is just something in his mind. Fanfare for the 16th empire. They're just so solid. They're just fun to listen to, aren't they? We'll conclude the 7th grade portion with a piece called Marching to Pretoria, which features features the whole band really, but the trumpets actually get to stand up and do a little ditty there in the middle, so check those guys out. Marching to Pretoria. Okay, the Snake Charmer, one of my favorite pieces for band. Snake Charmer is a piece of music intended to invoke the air of exotic mystery that surrounds the art of snake charming. An altered scale gives the piece a slightly Middle Eastern flavor. The piece begins with the image of the charmer setting up his performance area in the streets, opening the lid and letting the serpent appear, which is what, usually a cobra, right? Then the snake begins its swaying, dangerous dance until exhausted it returns to the dark safety of its basket, and no one gets hurt. Snake charmer. All right, many people enjoy rooting for the underdog or the dark horse. Historically, the term was used in horse racing to describe an entry unknown to gamblers, thus making it difficult to place a wager. The term later gained a political connotation describing a lesser-known candidate whom few expect to win. In sports, a dark horse describes a person or team judged unlikely to win, but may do so anyway. Night of the Dark Horse is an energetic musical journey dedicated to the efforts of unlikely winners everywhere. So one of the things that these guys have been really going after is 6/8 time, and again, that's when it's divided into three, the beat. So it's 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly. You could hear that in the last one, in the first one we played, and in this next one as well. This is called Ballad and Dance. It starts off, it's a really hard piece. It's a great piece, one of my faves again. But it starts off slow, but in tough keys, and it's not easy. And then it goes into this 6/8 business. But these guys were so good and fast at learning 6/8 that we moved them into actually some more complex rhythms in 6/8, like you heard in the last piece, but also 9/8 time and some variations thereof. So this is a great piece called Ballad and Dance, kind of like an English or Irish or Scottish type sound. started with a short 6/8 one. We'll end with a short 6/8 one with this crazy little woodwind section in the middle. I love it. It is March of the Robots. Okay, this next one, again, one of my faves. The Witch and the Saint, it's called. The Witch and the Saint is a programmatic tone poem for symphonic band is constructed in 5 distinct sections. The opening depicts the birth of twin sisters born in 1588 in Ellwangen, Germany. In those times, the birth of twins was considered a bad omen, and as the sisters grew up, it became clear that they had the gift of second sight and could predict future events. The thematic material representing both sisters is first introduced in this section, along with the medieval Gregorian chant type motif. The second section is the development of Sibylla's theme. This sister led a horrible life, and her gift was looked down upon. Many townspeople feared Sibylla and considered her to be a witch. After a brief transition, the theme representing the older sister, Helena, is introduced in its entirety. The third section is the development of Helena's theme. This sister was sent away to a convent when she was a child. While at the convent, becoming a nun, Helena was revered as a saint because of her visions. The fourth section of the work is a turbulent section representing the struggles both of these sisters had in their lives. Eventually, Sibylla is imprisoned and Helena returns to the town to save her sister. The fifth section and finale of the work depicts the return of Helena and the rescue of her sister Sibylla. As they are trying to escape, the sisters are captured once again, and this time, for fear of being burnt at the stake, the Saint Helena drinks some poison. She dies in her sister's arms, and Sibylla the witch rides off in sorrow. This is The Witch and the Saint by Stephen Reinecke. Isn't that great? I love that. Man, it's good stuff. Suite from Hamilton is our next piece. We've been trying to get into Hamilton since like 2016, but the tickets are so stinking expensive that we couldn't do it. And then finally now they've come down to a more reasonable cost. So we finally get to see Hamilton live on Broadway. So one of the things that we did is watch the movie, of course, with the subtitles and everything. It's one of those things that's on the Disney Channel. It's very good if you can watch it, but you have to have the subtitles on because it's hard to understand the words because they go by so fast. But it's so good, so good. So anyway, this is the suite from Hamilton. It features You'll Be Back, Helpless, My Shot, Dear Theodosia, It's Quiet Uptown, and One Last Time. This is Suite from Hamilton. It's really hard, actually. There's some really, really complex rhythms in there. They did awesome at it, so thank you guys. Our last piece is from another show we're going to see on Broadway called Moulin Rouge. Many of you might have seen the movie. It's got Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor in it, and they're both singing. And to see Obi-Wan Kenobi singing like that is pretty cool, I think, anyway. But anyway, it's a bunch of songs that you know, and that's what's really cool about it. It's one of the very first sort of mashup type things. And what they do is they'll take little snippets from all these different popular songs and put them together into something really completely new and amazing. So you'll recognize some David Bowie, Nature Boy, Lady Marmalade, One Day I'll Fly Away, and Rhythm of the Night. So this is going to be highlights from Moulin Rouge. Before we play it, though, I would like to thank you guys for being a great audience again. I forgot to tape off that area there. I see you guys down here, so I always do that. Every time I forget to tape off that area. But anyway, what we have to do there, for the first time in 30 years that I can remember, we have back-to-back-to-back arts nights using the stage. We have our band concert tonight. We have a really amazing first and sixth grade show at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and we've all been kind of sharing the stage. And then the choir concert is not Tuesday or Thursday, it's Monday of next week. So it's 3 days basically in a row, so we've been kind of sharing the stage. And what we have to do tonight is we have to tear down the stage so they can get in here and practice right away tomorrow morning. So if anyone would like to help, just bring chairs and stands up to the room, and basically the percussion, everything goes up those stairs, and anything that can't go up those stairs goes up there. We would appreciate any help you can. And then we'll have wind ensemble members basically helping set up so it doesn't just get thrown in there haphazardly. But 8th and 9th grade band, I forgot to tell you about this. So if you guys could just maybe grab a stand or two, and any help we can get from parents would be awesome. And you're all invited to the band room to put it away. So thanks for being a great audience. We will see you in the spring, and that'll be after we've spent a whole week together in New York City. So it's going to be quite a spring. So enjoy. Moulin Rouge.
Música